This month, we're talking about being grateful. Imagine that, in November, talking about being grateful. And you know, when we're grateful, what happens is that our eyes are opened to the fact that we are actually grateful as well. Like, we are full of good things that God has brought into our lives. You know, everything that we have that's good, God brings that. God is the source of that. And I gotta be honest with you, there are times when we are struggling, where bad things are happening, and while God might not be the one that brought it into your life, God will use those things. He will allow those things so that you can become everything He created you to be. Okay? That's what does. And gratitude is literally the result of us encountering God's goodness. So when we're saved, when we're forgiven, encouraged, provided for, when we have breakthroughs, these are all evidences of God's goodness in our lives. And as our hearts respond with gratitude, our eyes are opened up to how much blessing God really has brought into our lives. And that's why it's so important to have a heart that is grateful, even in the midst of hard times. I heard a quote one time that said, "Count your blessings, not your problems." That's a great quote. The problem is that we tend to lean more towards the negative as a society. We're so quick to point out what's wrong. We're so slow to celebrate what's right. If you want some evidence of this, jump on Liberty 411 or Dayton 411. You don't hear anybody telling about the great experience they had down to the donut shop. They're telling you, they shorted me 2 donut holes and I'm suing. Always somebody to gripe about something online, isn't it? This is one of the reasons why at staff meetings on Monday, we start out with celebrating the wins. What has God done in this last Sunday? Let's celebrate wins. I could ask you what's going wrong in your own life right now. But rather, let me ask you what's going well. What are you grateful for right now? If you're having a hard time answering that question, let me tell you, it could be societal and cultural. What do I mean by that? I mean from your family of origin, from your society that we're in right now, from your ethnic culture. It could come from a lot of things. I found a couple articles this week when I was studying all this from the NIH. Some studies done by Gilliland and Dunn, and then one done by a person named Seligman. And here's what they said. Our upbringing, culture, and environment play a significant role in shaping our attitudes towards gratitude and appreciation. If we're not taught or exposed to the value of gratitude from a young age, we may struggle to develop this trait. Research suggests that parents and caregivers who model and encourage gratitude in children can foster a lifelong appreciation for the nice things in life. Negative emotions like anger, resentment, and jealousy can also overshadow appreciation and gratitude. When we're consumed by these feelings, it's challenging to acknowledge and value the nice things in our lives. What are we talking about here? If you were raised in a household where all anybody ever did was gripe, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be a positive person. Even those homes that you may have been raised in where everybody was fixers, they always are trying to fix problems. Like, I know for me personally, I'm a fixer. I love to fix problems. In fact, a lot of times my mindset can focus on the negative because the positive doesn't need fixing, but the negatives do need fixing. The problem is if you spend your whole life focused on the negative, it makes you a negative person. It makes you where you're constantly looking for problems. Now, while your upbringing and past events may have had an influence on your ability to be positive, listen to me, fam, at some point, you are going to have to take responsibility for your own thoughts, beliefs, and actions. I'm about to be mean to you, so brace yourselves, all right? At some point, it stops being everybody else's fault, and it starts being your fault. I understand your mama was a jerk to you. I understand your dad said you're never going to amount to anything. I understand that coach took advantage of that person, did that thing. I hear you. And I'm not negating those experiences and saying that they don't matter. But I am saying this. That was in the past. And if you allow what was in the past to continue to influence your present and destroy your future, y'all, it's your fault at that point. Okay? Can I say I love you and still tell you that? It's your fault. You have the responsibility to deal with those things that are keeping you from embracing the gratitude in your heart that God has given you. So why is this such a big deal? Negative emotions like anger and resentment and jealousy do more than overshadow appreciation and gratitude. They actually create a space for and breed entitlement in your life. You're supposed to be nice, man. No, entitlement. What is entitlement? Entitlement is defined as a sense of deservingness or being owed a favor when little or nothing has been done to deserve special treatment. The belief that one is inherently deserving of privileges and or special treatment. Now, if you're a Gen Xer in here right now, the word entitlement makes you cringe to the core. It's like, you work for it, you know what I mean? Like, we all know somebody like this. So here's what we're going to do for fun. When I count to 3, I want you to say their name out loud. Ready? 1, 2. Just kidding. Some of y'all were ready, weren't you? You were like, oh, fine. I've been waiting for this moment, Jesus. And then you look at them and stare at them when you say it. So we'll have some marriage counseling available this week if you need that. Entitlement says, I deserve it. I'm owed it. I have the right to it. And just for funsies, I asked Grok this week to give me some examples in regular life of entitled behavior. Here's what it said. Cutting into the front of a line or pushing past others. Demanded to be seated immediately at a crowded restaurant even without a reservation.